Weird. Hi, it's me, Shakti Sundari, back with you tonight for the next reading from the Radiance Sutras. Just getting to speak to you now, which is in the UK, if you're with me from the UK, late today. What a day I've had today. I was up at 5:30. I have driven for 3 hours to Stroud in Gloucestershire into the West Country. I have conducted 3 interviews for our amazing YouTube show, Heart to Heart, and then driven back another 2.5 hours on the road. And it's been an incredible day. Such an incredible day. I feel very, very blessed and very, very grateful to have had the honor and the blessing of meeting 3 incredible, inspiring people today and really hearing their stories, connecting with them deeply in a very beautiful space. Just such a blessing, such an enrichment, really. And incredibly, I still feel amazing. I don't really feel wiped out. The energy of the day has really carried me. So that's been my day. If you haven't yet had a look at some of the amazing interviews that we do for my show, Heart to Heart, where I interview people and Prem does the camera work and the editing, and we create this amazing show where we've spoken with so many incredible light workers, change makers, visionaries, leaders, pioneers of new thought, of new consciousness, of heart-centered living. And we're adding to these interviews all the time. So if you haven't checked this out yet, do go and look on either my personal Shakti Sundari YouTube page, or there's a YouTube page specifically called Heart to Heart with Shakti Sundari, and it's full of amazing interviews to which we're adding all the time. So feeling very blessed and grateful, and yeah, just like really in connection. So I'm connected. And when I'm connected, I just feel this wonderful fullness and completeness and peace within myself. Yeah. And also I'm excited to see what Yukti 54 has in store for us today. Yukti 54 from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. So here we go. Here's the Sanskrit. Again, just to say, I haven't got my lenses in, totally blind, so forgive me. Karankinya Krodanaya Bharavya Leli Hanaya Kecharya Drishti Kale Chapara Ava Apti Prakashate. One more time. Karankinya Krodanaya Bharavya Leli Hanaya Kecharya Drishti Kale Chapara Ava Apti Prakashate. I love that word, Prakashate. So beautiful. And then here is the translation by Laurent Rocher. This is from his book, The Radiance Sutras. It's long today. You who have been seeking, whatever path you are on, a moment will come when divine pulsation grabs you and carries you into its dance. In the midst of ecstatic motion, your body dissolves into light, leaving only the softly glowing benediction of the bones. You become the face of fury, yet serene within. Eyes fly open in amazement, seeing the unseen vastness, or you become a tongue tasting upward into the nectar of eternity. The soul reveals itself to itself, through movement, energy-infused undulations and gestures of hand, foot, spine, face, and form. The invisible loves the visible. Yay! Of course, I love this one because it's all about ecstasy, which is my natural place to be, and it's all about dance and movement, which is my natural place to be. So, after a few days where the meditations were a little bit out of sync with my own life, kind of this one is like right on it, you know. So, you who have been seeking whatever path you are on, well, that's me. I've been seeking all my life, really, you know, seeking for meaning, seeking God, seeking purpose, seeking connection with the beloved, seeking completion through connection with the beloved, seeking for peace in my heart. I've been seeking that for so long, since I was a teenager, really. You who have been seeking, I'm sure many of us hear that call and have heard that call. Whatever path you are on, this is inclusive. No one is excluded from this. Everyone is welcome. A moment will come when divine pulsation grabs you and carries you into its dance. Now, this is about dance, yes. And I can speak till the cows come home about that because I'm an ecstatic dance teacher. That's where my awakening actually began, when I trained to become a Nia dance teacher, a mindful, expressive movement form way back in 2001. That's where, well, my second awakening kind of started. So I know about dance, and I know about the meditation of dance as a practice of connecting with the divine and with the beloved and with ecstasy. It's easy for me. But this is also, I believe, a metaphor. A moment will come when divine pulsation grabs you and carries you into its dance. So we can speak about the dance, but it can also be a moment will come when you just feel the call of the divine and you can't help but follow it, whatever it may be, wherever that calling may take you. It's as if there's a willing surrender of the ego's will to the divine will. We let go into the flow of the divine, the flow of life, without needing to control the outcome, without needing to control anymore. It's a letting go into trusting and into being with God. But here, so coming back to the dance, divine pulsation grabs you and carries you into its dance in the midst of ecstatic motion. So yeah, dancing, letting go fully into the joy, the rapture, the ecstasy of moving from within without any conscious thought, just allowing the body to respond to innate energetic flow from within, and or music if music is playing, though it's really not necessary. Your body dissolves into light, yes, leaving only the softly glowing benediction of the bones. Softly glowing benediction of the bones, isn't that beautiful? You become the face of fury, yet serene within. So, yeah, that might sound a bit odd, right? You become the face of fury, yet serene within. Well, what I take from that is two things. So, fury can mean anger, but it can also mean uncontrolled chaos, like a storm, like a tornado, uncontrolled. And or it could refer to actual fury, in which case it is simply you are energy in motion, which is Shakti, which is life. Life is all emotion, everything. There's no wrong emotion. So maybe in the flow of the dance, for one moment or some time, there may be tears, there may be heartache, there may be sadness, there may be grief, there may be anger, there may be power, there may be hopelessness, there may be fear. All of these things may move through in the dance, and I know this from my own ecstatic dance practice. I just allow whatever wants to come through my body, my face. I just allow it. There's no attempt to control what wants to be expressed, and in the allowing, this energy, whatever it is, just moves through, and it will take me on a journey from one state of being to the next, from tears and crying and heaviness to joyous lyrical upliftment, to fury, to screaming, to shouting, to crying. All of this is life. You become the face of fury, yet serene within, because there is no control, there is no holding back, there is no repression of life. And this is what deadens us, is when we repress, cut off, deny, feel ashamed, self-conscious of what life wishes to do. Life just wishes to express itself in all these many ways. And so that's where the serenity is. The serenity lies in being surrendered to the flow of life, rather than trying to control, which always feels uncomfortable and stilted and unnatural and disempowering and depressing. You become the face of fury, yet serene within. Eyes fly open in amazement, seeing the unseen vastness. Yes, and in that letting go, in being danced by the dance, we become one. I know this is referred to so much and it's a repetition, but that is the experience that happens, is that suddenly our gaze expands, our consciousness expands, open, wider. Everything becomes more brilliant. Colors, taste, sounds, everything becomes more acute, more subtle. We become more aware of energy, space, our energy dancing in space. Seeing the unseen vastness, so it's not a seeing with the eyes in a way, it's a sensing of the vastness, it's a connection with the vastness through this dropping into flow of life. Or you become a tongue tasting upward into the nectar of eternity. That image in itself so rich, a tongue tasting upward into the nectar of eternity. Two things that come to mind for me there. One is when we meditate, often we press the tip of the tongue into the roof of the mouth, just behind the front teeth, into the hard palate there. There is a point there inside the mouth called the sattvic point, or the Christ meridian, which activates a certain level of awareness in our being. It's called the Christ meridian. That's what it connects us to, the Christ consciousness. So that's why we press the tip of the tongue into that point when we meditate. It also connects us into the flow of sexual energy. Nothing to do with sex, life force, Shakti, Kundalini energy. So, for example, in Taoist practice, when we flow this energy around in the macrocosmic orbit, is it the macrocosmic or the microcosmic? I always get confused. We flow the energy up the back of the spine and down the front of the body. It comes down through the hard palate, the top of the mouth, into that point where we're pressing the tip of the tongue. So it also connects us into that flow of our sexual energy. And third point, when we're meditating deeply and or our Kundalini energy rises, when we are doing some practice or making love in a tantric way, and the sexual energies rise and the two snakes of the masculine and feminine rise and come up into the center of the head, where then a liquid, an ambrosia, a nectar of this sacred subtle substance may be released that opens the third eye and opens the crown. So there is a sense of this nectar that then pours down the back of the throat, that we may taste it like this golden elixir of awakening. And I think this may also be referring to that. The soul reveals itself to itself through movement. Energy-infused undulations and gestures of hand, foot, spine, face and form. So all of this is an expression of the feminine divine. All of this is an expression of Shakti. But of course, men and women have access to this. It's not a case of only women. Men and women have access to this equally. Well, maybe it's easier for women to access, actually, I would say, but the soul reveals itself to itself through movement, energy-infused undulations and gestures. Isn't that yummy? Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that exciting, ecstatic, just to envisage and imagine? The invisible loves the visible. There's the great love story. There's the great beloved. There's the great Rama, Sita. There's the great Shakti, Shiva. There's the great union of masculine and feminine. That first and foremost is the union with our beloved within. The invisible loves the visible. So divine, higher consciousness, conscious awareness, that supreme consciousness, which is the higher masculine expression, loves the visible. Form, manifest, energy, movement, Shakti, creation. Together they are one, and one needs the other to exist, to be, hold, to witness. The invisible loves the visible. Yummy, yum, yum. I have been so wanting to dance. I've really missed dancing this week. Dancing is my prayer, so it's wonderful to read about it, even though I won't be able to do it tonight. But Saturday in London, Awaken the Goddess Festival, I'm going to be leading a workshop called Dancing the Goddess for women only. So if you're in London, if you're watching this and you'd love to come and experience this meditation, come and join me. Awaken the Goddess Festival, Saturday 22nd of July in central London. If you want to ask me about the meditation or about that, message me here on Facebook, and I'd love to hear from you. So thank you to everyone who's been here with me tonight. And can't wait to share the next sutra with you, actually. Thank you so much. Lots of love and Sat Nam.